Arvin Santos, a 13-year-old boy from Cebu City, spends his days singing on the busy streets with only a battered guitar and a voice that stops people in their tracks. One afternoon, as his soulful version of Hotel California echoes through the marketplace, shoppers slow down, vendors pause, and strangers begin recording the moment on their phones. The raw magic of his performance spreads quickly across social media, and within days a talent scout arrives at his small wooden home to offer him a chance to audition for a national singing competition. Nervous but hopeful, Arvin steps onto the grand stage with no shoes and wearing a faded shirt, gripping his old guitar as the bright lights blind him. The crowd quiets as he strums the first chord, and his raspy, heartfelt voice fills the arena. Judges exchange stunned looks, the audience sways to every note, and phones light up like stars. As he reaches the final chorus, Judge Anton Cruz slams the golden buzzer, sending a shower of golden confetti across the stage while cheers erupt around the room. Tears stream down Arvin's face as he stands frozen, overwhelmed by the sound of thousands applauding his gift. Backstage, his parents rush forward, embracing him tightly as cameras capture their joy. From a humble street corner to national television, Arvin's once hidden talent transforms his life, proving that true magic lies not in fame or riches but in the power of a voice that can touch hearts and turn dreams into reality. The golden confetti still sparkled in Arvin's hair as he stepped off the stage, his heart pounding like a drum. Backstage, the crowd of staff, contestants, and camera crews erupted into cheers, some wiping away their own tears. His mother, Liza, ran to him first, her arms wrapping tightly around his thin shoulders while her voice broke with pride. His father, Tomas, followed with trembling hands, lifting Arvin's guitar as if it were a trophy. The host, Rico Alonso, knelt beside him, holding the microphone to capture his first words, but Arvin could only whisper a shaky thank you. The judges soon entered, smiling warmly as they congratulated him. Judge Bella wiped her eyes and told him his voice carried the kind of honesty that can't be taught, while Judge Maria praised his courage to perform with nothing but heart. Anton Cruz, the rocker who had pressed the golden buzzer, crouched to Arvin's level and promised that this was only the beginning of a great journey. Outside the studio, the news spread like wildfire across Cebu City. Street vendors who once listened to him sing on dusty corners now watched his performance on their phones, shouting his name with pride. Children from the neighborhood danced in celebration, holding makeshift guitars and pretending to be him. That night, back in their small home, Arvin sat quietly with his family, strumming soft melodies under a single flickering bulb. Though fame was calling, he knew this was the moment that truly changed everything, a dream. The following morning, Arvin woke to the sound of roosters and distant jeepneys, his mind still replaying the roar of the crowd and the glitter of confetti. As sunlight crept through the cracks of their small wooden house, he picked up his battered guitar and softly strummed the chords of Hotel California, the song that had changed his life. His younger brother Miguel sat cross-legged beside him, eyes wide with admiration, while their parents quietly prepared breakfast, stealing proud glances at their son. Outside, neighbors gathered to congratulate the family, bringing warm bread and heartfelt words. Reporters soon arrived, their cameras flashing as they captured the humble home of the boy whose voice had touched a nation. Later that day, Arvin was invited to a live television interview in downtown Cebu, where fans lined the streets holding handmade posters and chanting his name. Though nervous, he greeted everyone with shy smiles, bowing politely to each handshake. On air, he spoke softly about his journey, thanking his parents, the judges, and the people who had believed in him when he was just a street singer. When asked what he wanted to do next, Arvin simply said he wanted to keep singing and share his music with the world. That evening, as the city lights shimmered across the harbor, Arvin returned home, sitting by the window with his guitar. The fame felt surreal, but in his heart he remained the same boy from the street, a dreamer whose music carried the promise of hope and a brighter future. Days turned into weeks as Arvin's life transformed in ways he had never imagined. Invitations poured in from television shows, music producers, and charity events across the Philippines, each eager to feature the boy whose raw voice had captured millions. Despite the sudden attention, Arvin stayed grounded, still practicing on the same weathered guitar that had carried him from the streets to the stage. His family accompanied him to every appearance, their proud smiles a constant reminder of where he came from. During rehearsals for the competition's next round, Arvin spent long hours perfecting his songs, his small frame dwarfed by the massive studio lights. Judges visited occasionally to offer guidance, with Anton Cruz encouraging him to trust his instincts and sing from the heart. Outside the arena, fans camped out for a glimpse of the young singer, waving banners and calling his name as he entered for practice. Social media buzzed with excitement, videos of his golden buzzer performance climbing to millions of views. Yet in quiet moments, Arvin often sat alone, staring at the stars above Cebu City and thinking about the street corners where it all began. He remembered the nights when he sang just to earn a few coins, the faces of strangers who had stopped to listen, and the hope that music could change his life. Now that dream was unfolding before his eyes, and though fame was thrilling, it was the love of music, and the support of his family. The night of the semi-final performance arrived, and the entire arena pulsed with anticipation as Arvin stepped onto the illuminated stage. Dressed in a simple white shirt and black jeans, he carried the same old guitar that had followed him from Cebu's streets, a quiet symbol of his journey. The audience erupted in cheers as he strummed the opening notes of a heartfelt medley, blending Hotel California with a Filipino folk melody that honored his roots. His voice, raw yet perfectly controlled, soared across the venue, filling every corner with a mix of nostalgia and soul. Judges leaned forward, visibly moved, while fans held their breath during the soft pauses. When he reached the final high note, the crowd rose to their feet, clapping in perfect rhythm, their applause echoing like thunder. Golden lights washed over the stage as camera flashes captured his quiet smile, a boy savoring the dream he once only imagined. Backstage, producers marveled at his ability to command such a massive audience with nothing but honesty and pure talent. His parents watched from the front row, tears of pride streaming down their faces, remembering the nights when they worried about putting food on the table. As the host announced record-breaking votes for his performance, Arvin bowed deeply, whispering a soft thank you to the crowd. In that electrifying moment, it was clear that he was no longer just a street singer, he was becoming a national treasure, a symbol of hope for every child who dared to dream beyond poverty. The grand finale arrived with a wave of excitement that swept across the Philippines, and Arvin felt the weight of every dream resting on his small shoulders as he walked onto the dazzling stage. The arena was packed with fans waving banners and flashing lights, while millions watched from their homes. For this final performance, Arvin chose to sing a powerful original song inspired by his journey, blending English lyrics with a haunting Cebuano chorus that celebrated his roots. As the first gentle chords rang out, the crowd fell into a hush, captivated by the emotion in his voice. Each lyric told a piece of his story: lonely nights on the street, the sound of coins falling into his guitar case, the hope that music could lift him out of poverty. Judges exchanged glances, their eyes glistening as his voice swelled with both strength and vulnerability. When the last note lingered in the air, the arena erupted in a thunderous standing ovation that seemed to shake the walls. Confetti rained from the ceiling as the host announced Arvin as the season's champion, his name echoing across the venue and flooding social media in seconds. Overcome with emotion, he knelt on the stage, tears streaming as his parents rushed forward to embrace him. Cameras captured the unforgettable moment, a boy who once sang on the streets of Cebu now standing as a national star. Yet as he held the trophy high, Arvin smiled through his tears, knowing his greatest reward was the